Hello, Paisanos, it's Ian63, and I finally finished watching the Super Mario Galaxy movie and stuff. I know I am, a week late and stuff, and I deeply am sorry about that and stuff since I was busy with some other things. But I watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie on theaters on April 1st. Happy late April Fool's Day and stuff. But this wasn't an April Fool's and stuff. I watched it on the movie theaters at my nearby local AMC theater in my area, and man, it was such a peak experience. Obviously my ticket did get delayed. I had to wait until 5 p.m. and stuff to watch the movie and stuff, and I finally got into the theaters at 5:45 p.m. And I finally finished and I got out of theaters at 8 p.m. And honestly, man, it was just, oh man, I don't know what to say this to you, but I think you know what I'm about to say, honestly. But peak cinema experiments, man. Holy freaking shit, man. It was just an absolute peak cinema experience. Now, yes, I will get to the part that, yes, people do say that there's a bit too many characters happening. But look, I think they still did a good job executing it perfectly well, honestly. Now, for starters, I am going to be using, obviously, I should mention. I think I have never mentioned this before, but I am going to be obviously be using my other phone and stuff. Yes, I actually have two phones and stuff like that, because yeah, this phone I have right now is the phone I've been using for years, and this is the new phone I got since last year and stuff. But here's my overall photos and stuff. I was at the movie theater here, and here was the Nintendo and Super Mario Bros. 40th anniversary. Although maybe you should say 41th anniversary, but I think it started production on the 40th anniversary or something. But yeah. But anyways, states. Oh yeah. So what was I about to say? Oh yeah. Okay. So what I was about to say is that obviously I'm also going to be using the wiki and stuff. But what's my overall thoughts on the movie and stuff? So yeah, Super Mario Bros. 40th anniversary, and of course this was the fun galaxy part, the space, and yeah, that was the Star Fox part, obviously. But I'm gonna go in order, directly in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. But yeah, it did a good job recreating the Super Mario Galaxy 1 and Super Mario Galaxy 2, and also the Star Fox series, and incorporating into the movie and stuff. And I will get onto that. So the story starts that Princess Rosalina, as you may know, starts in the opening, with her Lumas, although she's the adoptive mother. Nobody knows what's the biological parents for the Lumas yet, until Bowser Jr. comes in, and I gotta say, man, Bowser Jr. was an absolute, horrifying beast, man. Like, I'm happy, honestly. This was the first time I took Bowser Jr. seriously since Super Mario Sunshine, and that was a decade ago. To see that Bowser Jr. is back to being a peak serious, full on threat just made me happy. And then after that, and then finally we cut to, of course, to Mario, Luigi, and with Peach, who Mario and Luigi probably are. Mario's in love with Peach, and Luigi makes fun of him for it. But before they do that, they go to the Super Mario Odyssey, town, the desert town. I don't know how to pronounce that, but they go to the desert town, the TOST town, to help out with those, guys. But then they get caught by, not an evil dinosaur, but Yoshi, who I gotta say they did a good job. And I especially like that Yoshi, where he got on that Mario Kart Wii, motorcycle and stuff. Was it from Mario Kart Wii? Yeah, I think it was from Mario Kart Wii. And they ride off. And I also do like, the backstory how he was hatched in Brooklyn, who caused some chaos and successfully escaped. But then after that, now obviously, of course, Bowser is obviously in prison, and Mario and Luigi and Yoshi go back to the Mushroom Kingdom, and the Mushroom Kingdom people, Toads, meet up with Yoshi and say that, okay, so he just eats my snack now, seriously, and stuff like that. But after that and stuff, obviously Bowser Jr. comes in and invades. He's going to avenge his father, and now Bowser Jr. and Mario are ready to fight, and I love how they mixed Super Mario Bros. Wonder elements and stuff, and it was just great. And yeah, and then after, when the castle gets up into, space, and Bowser, Mario, and Luigi all fall down. Obviously, now Mario and Bowser have a temporary alliance and friendship of a greater threat. Obviously, Bowser just wants to be a good father, which makes me really sad about Bowser. Like, I think he's not really a bad guy. I think he just wanted to impress his son. And I can really understand that, honestly, because that's really the sad truth about a father and son relationship. It's very hard to, get each other, to, love and stuff with all this chaos happening. But they still probably love each other deep down in the end and always there for each other. But, yeah. But after that, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, basically once again reunite with Peach and Toad, who, oh yeah, by the way, Peach and Toad were often busy in that airport and going to now the Super Mario Brothers 2 scene with Birdo, Wart, Mouser, Claw Grip. I probably forgot one more boss and stuff. But and it's just a full on jam action packed. Peach still win in the end of the day, but I really wish honestly maybe Wart could just maybe throw a giant vegetable at Peach because it was kind of a bit unfair, man. Like I didn't really like how Wart got wrecked. I wanted Peach for once to get wrecked there because look, man, we haven't seen Wart in a long freaking time. Okay, so obviously I wanted to see Wart to maybe pull a Super Mario Bros. Wonder on us, but it was still good. I still loved it. I still think they did an overall good job with it. But then after that, after that, obviously they reunite with Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, who are ready, to get off to to space and stuff. And finally, here comes the exciting part: Fox McCloud. Do a barrel roll, Fox. All right, but yeah, I absolutely love the Star Fox part. I know it's getting a bit too much now with the characters, but I think they're doing a good job with the pacing and stuff, and making sure everything is scoping together nicely, in a perfect focused vision and stuff. And I think they're doing a good job with that. But Fox comes in, obviously. We get to see Peppy, Slippy, Falco. I really wish the Star Fox crew can show up. But yeah, they do a good job introducing, Fox and stuff. And he's going to help both Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Toad to get to space to defeat Bowser Jr. And obviously Super Nintendo Super Scope makes a reference. I want to buy one of this. This looks freaking cool, honestly. But yeah. But anyways, with the Super Scope, they pretty much now get it, they ended up landing into a Super Mario Odyssey dinosaur inspired area, or maybe it's not. But yeah, but this dinosaur has pretty much a really cool scary vibe to it and stuff, and obviously Yoshi, Mario, and Luigi, who are now Baby Mario and Baby Luigi and stuff. They have to run away from this scary, angry dinosaur. And then Yoshi once again turns this into a baby dinosaur that looks like Yoshi, and they keep him. And obviously Star Fox obviously is fixing his, Air Force flight machine. And Peach, of course, is just frustrated. Mario joins with her in her frustration. And finally, we cut back to, of course, Bowser. And as Bowser once said, "Your king has returned." But also Bowser Jr. fulfilled his father's, wish of building, the Galaxy theme park resort and stuff. I'm going to be honest, that's kind of really heartwarming, honestly. I don't think they're not really evil. Maybe they just wanted to build a theme park, but their actions are pretty too extreme. Maybe they might be either an anti-hero or anti-villain or something. But yeah, after that, Rosalina says, "You two are not going to get away with it," and damn straight she says. Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Star Fox, and Peach, and obviously Star Fox has now bonded and teamed up with the Lumas. They're now ready to put Bowser in his place and restore order. Obviously, Bowser falls in the lava, and Bowser says, "Dad, no!" But Bowser's back as Dry Bowser. But, of course, Peach runs to Rosalina, and Mario, for once he doesn't want to kill, because even he knows that, that this is too much for him. And Bowser Jr. and Bowser get to live as father and son. And, of course, Peach rescues Rosalina. And, oh, yeah, the twist where Rosalina and Peach are sisters. I'm not sure what to think about that because I know that it's common for a movie series not to be accurate to the game series and stuff. I mean, Sonic already did that. But for Mario's never really been known for heavy story and lore or alterations, in my opinion. Mario's always Mario, the Mario you see in 1985 on the NES, all the way to 2023 with Wonder on the Switch, is basically the same exact plumber. But this, I'm not really sure what Nintendo's going to go with this plot because it's going to be very confusing. Because Rosalina was never really meant to be related to anyone. She was just some guardian of the space who was an adopted mother of the Lumas and stuff. But that's the thing that kind of just, certainly, concerns me. But whatever, it's too much to really think about. But I guess it was fine. I guess it was alright. But Rosalina and Peach obviously are the sisters and stuff. And yeah, and they help out each other. And it's something, and yeah. And finally they defeated Bowser and Bowser Jr. Will not kill them, but just say, "Hey, stop it, please." And they probably, I think, put them in, arrest them in the jail if you see in the credits. And finally, for once, Peach kisses Mario. And Mario says, "Thank you, Mario." And of course they go back, but Peach's castle's already destroyed. But Rosalina and the Lumas, and insert Super Mario Maker. And I'm actually going to get my phone for a minute. My other phone. Here is my other phone and stuff, my new phone and stuff. And here is the pictures I took and stuff. And obviously, if you look, right here and stuff. So I'm going to go, one by one picture and stuff. But here, obviously, was the Star Fox scene and stuff. And here, of course, and here was the Yoshi and stuff. Hold on. my my camera isn't focusing here. Come on, please focus. Okay. Here it is, Yoshi, and here was, Mario and Luigi and stuff. Obviously, this is the Super Mario World sprites. And my Super Mario World is my favorite video game, so I'm very even more excited that they used my favorite Mario game as the credits. It's almost like this movie was somewhat made for me, honestly. They knew that Mario World was my number one favorite video game. And it cuts back to the CGI animation with Mario getting a kiss from Peach after rebuilding with the help of Rosalina, Luma, and Peach. And finally, Mario ends off on this cape, and he flies off with the Super Mario 64 style ending and stuff. And finally, yeah. Now, before we talk about that, let's get through out of the post-credit scene. Princess Daisy, yes, I repeat, is going to be in the Mario movie 3. I saw the post-credits. I sadly forgot to take a picture and send a video because I was just so excited. My girl Daisy's finally here and stuff. And yeah. And also, yeah, Fox sends, arrests Bowser and Jr. to prison. And he goes back to his own galaxy and stuff and leaving for good, back to the gateway to his own world dimension. And finally, yep. And of course, Princess Daisy kicks Yukaika's ass from committing another robbery. Damn, Princess Daisy, that's my girl Daisy, honestly. And yeah, and I was just screaming, oh my god, finally Daisy is coming in the movie and stuff. And yeah, I'm really happy that Nintendo's finally giving a damn about Daisy after so long, honestly. Like, it genuinely is, very surprising, honestly, after a decade without her and stuff, aside from Mario Sports or Karts. But yeah. But yeah, overall, happy that Daisy's finally going to be in the Mario movie 3. And yeah, all right, I'm going to close out the wiki now and close out this. But yeah, I'm definitely really happy, of course, that finally Daisy's coming in and stuff. And yeah, so Daisy now in and stuff. And of course, the final scene right here where Mario, of course, flies off. And there's one final Yahoo! And that was the Super Mario Galaxy movie, directed by Aaron, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, and Michael. And yeah, you two honestly did a really great job with this movie, honestly. And I go that far to say that this movie was just, pure peak. And Miyamoto, you did a really great job, honestly, with this movie. And yeah, pretty much. So yeah, overall, that was, my thoughts on the Super Mario Galaxy movie and stuff. I definitely can say I really enjoyed it and stuff. And yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that's the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I'm going to now put my phone away and stuff. But yeah, that's overall my final thoughts on the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So yeah, overall, it was a great movie from start to finish. I loved it, honestly. I do admit the pacing was a bit too fast, and I think it almost got too many characters. But I think they perfectly, balanced everything into a perfect movie. And I also loved, the Super Mario Bros. Wonder Drill Mario powered up and stuff. I'm happy they're also giving Super Mario Bros. Wonder, some love and stuff. First in the Mario Tennis Fever with the Talking Flowers, and now here with the Drill Mario Power Up. And yeah, I'm happy they're implying a lot of Mario Wonder elements now because it was an amazing new Mario game. And here in the Mario movie, it's even more amazing that they're applying it here. And yeah, and I also love they brought back Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Odyssey, and stuff, and a little bit of Super Mario Sunshine and of course Super Mario 3D World a bit. And yeah. But yeah, overall, I can say that this wasn't a great, fantastic movie. I definitely say it was amazing. I think all of the plots were really great, honestly. The usual Mario versus Bowser, Bowser and his junior doing a father and son reuniting, Rosalina and Peach being the sisters of, the galaxy, and Mario and Luigi meeting with Yoshi, and of course, Star Fox crew helping Mario and stuff. I really wish Fox did a barrel roll or something, or at least Peppy came out saying, Fox, do a barrel roll! And stuff like that. But overall, I really love the movie. It was really great. I was happy to see so many characters back. And Daisy at the end, I'm even excited for the third movie now because I'm just happy that Daisy's just getting the love and she's getting the respect she deserves, honestly. And yeah. But overall, an amazing movie. Really recommend you go watch it, honestly. And yeah, this is the best, in my opinion, the best movie of 2026 in terms of video games. Now, in terms of movies in general, there's still Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and also, one other movie I forgot about. I forgot the name of that movie, but I am also excited to watch that other movie and stuff. But until then, this might be my favorite video game movie of 2026. Now, movie in general, it still has some competition. But until then, this might be movie for me for 2026. Just amazing masterpiece, much better than the first film. I do miss the Mario's parents' groundedness from the first film, but I think, look, we were going for a more beyond greater scope of the universe, galaxy, and space. So it made sense, honestly, to move away from the realistic, grounded tones and stuff for a more galaxy, space, universe tone, and yeah. But I think they did a good job executing it perfectly. Everything was balanced well, and yeah. So overall, that's my review on the Super Mario Galaxy movie. My final send-off farewell review on the Super Mario Galaxy movie. An amazing movie. Shigeru Miyamoto, I'm sorry for butchering your name. Great work. And Michael and Aaron, you guys did a great job. Amazing, tribute to Super Mario Galaxy duology series. And yeah, I really hope the Mario movie 3 maybe takes place, I don't know, in maybe Super Mario Odyssey or maybe Super Mario Bros. Wonder next. Or I don't know, maybe Mario Kart World. No, they already did Mario Kart. Or maybe I don't know, maybe the next Mario movie could be after the new next 3D Mario game if it ever comes out. And yeah, but that was my overall final send off farewell review of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. An amazing movie masterpiece, start to finish. Farewell, Super Mario Galaxy movie. Thank you guys for watching my review on the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And this is Ian saying, farewell, Super Mario Galaxy movie. Farewell.